Hello, PMC fans alike. My name is NarthVader, and today I will be doing the weekly recap for the PMC. And let me tell you, I am extremely hyped to be a fellow PMC analyst. I am a new analyst, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to do this. So pretty much, for those of you that don't know, I'm not sure how long it's been since a weekly recap has happened, but a weekly recap is pretty much, a couple of the analysts go over the battles that have happened. I will be in week 6, the week 6 recap, and there are a lot of amazing battles. And I did say a couple of analysts, and yes, I do have a co-host, but due to some scheduling issues, my co-host was not able to come, but hopefully my co-host will be here next week, and we will be having some more amazing battles to go over. Also, I'd like to give a quick shout out to Jay Specs. He gave me a chance, and I'm here to prove myself as a fellow analyst, and I'm excited. So, anyways, let's get started with the first weekly recap. Also, before I go into this, this is a little late. If you're watching this, when it comes out, it should have been on Tuesday, but it's on Wednesday. That's due to me, doing everything at the last minute. So this week, to start up, I'm starting this up, and hopefully I'll get better throughout the weeks. But let's just get into it. So first up, we have the Montreal Monfernos against the Orlando City Superiors. Montreal Monfernos, Blue Victini versus D-Pad Gamer. Blue Victini brought Golbat, Tangrowth, Landorus Incarnate, Manaphy, Heatran, and Donphan. While D-Pad brought Landorus Therian, Arcanine, Scizor, Primarina, Serena, and Raichu. Now from the looks of it, the Pokemon that were brought, this match did end in a 2-0 victory in Blue Victini's favor. As you can see, it's a pretty nice win here. From the stats you can see here, there are some Pokemon that shined a bit. Tangrowth and Landorus Incarnate must have put a lot of work into it. As I could see, if that wasn't a Z variant Landorus Therian, Tangrowth did help wall Landorus Therian. It depends on Scizor. It can eat Primarina's hits depending if it's Assault Vest. It does kind of wall Serena. It eats up Raichu's hits very real well. Tangrowth with a great bring. Landorus Incarnate, an Earth Power would just hit most of his team for some good damage, and then maybe like a Hidden Power Ice hit Landorus Therian, and something that hit Scizor. And then picking 2 kills as well. Heatran was a great mon to bring as well, I think, defensively wise, because it kind of walled Arcanine unless if it didn't bring Bulldoze. It could set up Stealth Rocks. Donphan could do the same. Donphan was a spinner. And Manaphy, I think Manaphy had some great opportunities to set up against D-Pad. But that's what I say. D-Pad also played well. Landorus Therian picked up 3 kills. That's very impressive. Because this is a Z-Ran. I don't exactly remember. I didn't watch all the matches too in depth, but we managed to pick up 3 kills with it, which was pretty impressive. Serena also. Oh, that's 1-1. Whoops. Serena's 1-1. That's my fault. Pretty much, Blue Victini. He pretty much dominated for a huge part of the game, and that led to his victory. Next up, we have Sharpeeno, coach of the Sydney Crocodiles, versus Phantom Base, Tyler, coach of the New York Cosmogs. It ended up in a very dominant 5-0 for Sharpino against Tyler. I'll go over that. In the early game, it was a bit. I think it was a bit of switching, and Tyler was able to capitalize by taking on the huge threat. As soon as Marowak, Alola, and Sharpino decided to go into his Handloom, and normally Handloom would wall it, but Tyler brought Low Kick, which is great prep. It hit Handloom and like Crocodile. Crocodile could be defensive, and Low Kick does do more than Flare Blitz slightly because Low Kick is base 100 fighting type move against Crocodile, meaning the super effective bonus would go to 200. And that does a little bit more than Flare Blitz, and with Flare Blitz you take recoil. So Low Kick was definitely a very good bring, and Tyler was able to knock out the Handloom very early on. From the likes of it early on, it looks like Tyler was going to hold the momentum, but from his prep it wasn't the greatest, because once Latios and Alola Marowak went down, which they were the first two ones to go down in Tyler's team, Skarmory walled the majority of Tyler's team, other than T-Bolt, Magearna, maybe Choice Band Araquanid. But this Araquanid was a Z-Soak variant, I'm pretty sure, and the Magearna did not carry T-Bolt. So Tyler struggled to take out the Skarmory, and the Skarmory was a huge pain for him. It's a little bit annoying to play like that, but if that's kind of your opponent's fault as well, if they didn't bring the right prep, then it results in them kind of losing, Nonetheless, though, Sharpino did play well. He brought it up to where his Crocodile could clean up a late game, and when the Skarmory had a little bit of trouble, he used Tapu Koko and Cresselia to also help against his team. Very good. Sharpino played very well. Tyler's struggling a little right now. He's 1-5 now, I think. But that's okay. I'm pretty sure. I hope Tyler will bounce back next week. I know he's a very good player, very capable player, or player capable of great things. And congrats to Sharpino on winning. Our next game features the Mastodon Gastrodons, coached by Mastodon, against Johnny GB, coach of the Oregon Ducklets. Mastodon brought Staraptor, Genesect, Probopass, Dugtrio, Mimikyu, and Latias, while Johnny brought Decidueye, Tyrantrum, Emboar, Jirachi, Tentacruel, and Tauros. So as you can see, here's a very, it wasn't too dominant. A 3-0 means it was somewhat close, I feel. But Johnny, in his video, he ended up saying he brought two incorrect sets. He brought the incorrect Tauros set, and he brought the incorrect Emboar sets. The Emboar was supposed to have Sucker Punch, and the Tauros was supposed to have... the Tauros was supposed to be Choice Scarf. But according to Johnny's prep, he had Triple Scarf. Which I'm not too sure why Triple Scarf was necessary. He brought Scarf Decidueye, Scarf. Oh, did he bring Scarf? Yeah, he did bring Scarf Jirachi and Scarf Tauros. So it's what he wanted to bring, but Scarf Tauros did not show up. I really like Johnny's prep, even though some of it wasn't correct. It wasn't correct prep he brought. His Tyrantrum set was probably my favorite set one of my favorite sets this week. It was a defensive Tyrantrum with Stealth Rocks, Toxic. What's the other move? Stealth Rock, Toxic. I'm sorry, I forget the move. But anyways, this Tyrantrum was meant to take on the likes of Staraptor and a couple of other Mastodon's Pokemon. And I really like Johnny also brought Shedson and Tyrantrum to avoid getting trapped by Doug Trio. Shedson and Embor to avoid getting trapped by. And then Johnny did have a weakness to Doug Trio, which was a great bring on Mastodon's part. Early in the game, Johnny brought his Tauros, as Tauros got weakened by an earthquake by the Doug Trio, and it wasn't Scarf. So he ended up sacking his Tauros, and his Tauros could have possessed some very offensive power and taken out his Scarfster Raptor, which was later to be revealed. And then he went, and then he ended up having to struggle a bit with the Doug Trio. And then a couple turns after that, Mastodon got up a +2 with his Mimikyu. Oh my god. He got up a +2 with his Mimikyu, and that was very disastrous for Johnny. Anyways, once the Mimikyu got up to +2, it was a little hard, but Johnny played smart around that. He got up Toxic while the Mimikyu was Sword Stance, and Disguise only blocks an attack. So then Johnny played around with it. He predicted Play Rough, the first attack that Mastodon went for. One was Drachi. Then he swapped out, and Johnny was Scarfed, which I believe he did not show he was Scarfed. So he went back on his Tyrantrum, so he went for the Shadow Claw. And, his Tyrantrum ate that pretty well, because Tyrantrum was a defensive Tyrantrum. And Johnny stayed in because he predicted the Shadow Claw again. Or was it was Shadow Sneak this time, I think. As Johnny got up his Stealth Fox, which was great on his part. And then his Tyrantrum went down, enough toxic damage. He decided to go on his Tentacruel because, his Tentacruel ate it, or not ate exactly, but it took a +2 relatively well. The rest of his team can't, and he didn't want to reveal his Scarfers, and he had this disguise up, so it couldn't do much. But Mastodon brought Ghost DMZ Mimikyu with so it's a never-ending nightmare. That was great prep on his part, and that pretty much eliminated Tentacruel. It missed out on the kill, but Mastodon's Pole Pass was able to revenge kill it, and Johnny brought Toxic Spikes on his Tentacruel, which I'm not exactly sure why, because he has 2 Steel types, 2 airborne Pokemon. I don't know if Mastodon's any more minis. I don't exactly remember Mastodon's team, but I just felt Toxic Spikes wasn't a good bring. If Tentacruel got Spikes, then maybe Spikes, because it hit Steel types, but no. And then it came to a point where I think Jirachi was in later on the match. Doug Trio was in. Went out into Decidueye. And something very crucial happened. His Decidueye went for Raver, and he got the min roll, and Mastodon Strap was able to live and took it out. Johnny got lucky in the match, and I'd at least say that would have made the match a lot more closer and maybe more winnable for Johnny, but alas, he wasn't that lucky. But at the same time, Mastodon played very well. He prepped well as well, and it is Johnny's fault for not bringing the correct mons. Hopefully, Johnny can avoid that mistake again, and I know Johnny can play well. He still played relatively well in this match, so hopefully no more mistakes, buddy. Next up, we have the SL Benefica. I'm sorry if I butchered that. Coached by Hair, or Hair Cross Knight PT. Going up against Jacob and the Green Bay Pikachus. Here about Toxapex, Heatran, Cobalion, Mesprit, Mandibus, and Swallow. While Jacob brought Clefable, Rhyperior, Empoleon, Mew, Volcarona, and Salamence. And now, from what I remember, obviously Toxapex was defensive. This Kartana was a Dark EMZ Night Slash. Cobalion, I'm pretty sure somewhat bulky. along with Mesprit and Mandibuzz, and Swallow was offensive. He brought 2 offensive Pokemon. And then Volcarona was Quiver, Mew was defensive. This Rhyperior is a very interesting set. I do like the Rhyperior. I don't remember about Clefable too much, and I think Salamence was a Roost variant. Anyways, both of these coaches were doing very, very well this season, and you know, this was a very crucial match, and it ended up being a 3-0 in Hera's favor. You know, at the beginning of the game, it went, I think, just getting up Stealth Rocks, trying to scout for some sets, and seeing what each opponent brought. And then, I think as he went to switch to the Mesprit, Jacob revealed his Power Punch Rhyperior, and then he revealed Mega Horn, which took out Mesprit, and that was very key, because Mesprit, you know, it helped take hits from, say, Salamence. If Mesprit gets taunt, which I'm not too sure about, it definitely helped against Clefable. It can help with Empoleon as well, maybe even Mew. So that was some great prep by Jacob. But you know, nonetheless, Harris still tried to fight back. He pressured their Rhyperior out with Kartana, swapped in Salamence, and this was also a substitute set, which is very interesting. And this Kartana actually ended up being very key, even though it shows 0-1. You know, it was a Dark EMZ Night Slash variant, and Hera kept it hidden, and he whittled down the Mew a lot. And you know, Hera was able to keep momentum in the game, make some right predictions and stuff. And this Cobalion was very, very key, because this Cobalion was also a toxic Cobalion, and I'm pretty sure I picked up 2 passive kills with toxic. I picked up a kill on Volcarona and Salamence because those 2 monsters switched in, because Volcarona does resist both of Cobalion's stabs, and I believe Salamence resists one of them, and I think Jacob brought Intimidate. But Hera made some great predictions and went for Toxic both times. And Salamence was very, very key. Hera did also get a bit lucky. There's a Stone Edge miss. There was the there's an Iron Head flinch against Clefable, which might have lowered the differential, but I feel Hera still played extremely well. Jacob did as well, but Hera just played very, very strong. This is a great win on his part. Hopefully he can continue his winning ways. I think he's down like 5-1 or 4-2. Anyways, next up we have the Verd, coach of the Tampa Bay Frogadiers, against Eric, coach of the Colorado Mamoswine. And what a match. What a match. This match ended up being 5-0. Or no, sorry, not 5-0, 4-0. And this was a very dominant win. After last week's mishap, Verd brought Thunder Punch on his Blaziken. This was his Speed Boost Blaziken, but in order to make it a bit more fair to prep against, you were not allowed to bring bank moves, I believe. And Thunder Punch is a bank move for Blaziken. So Verd ended up having to take that 3-0 loss. So Verd really needed that win, and he brought. I remember Verd's prep because I only watched most of the battles. I only watched one team of their other coaches, because one coach I really liked his sets and stuff. Whereas Verd brought Assault Vest Metagross, Speed Boost Blaziken, the Hydreigon. I don't remember Hydreigon set. Scorpion. I remember those 2. The Nidoqueen was Assault Vest as well, because you know there's just some very threatening special attackers on Eric's team. If I didn't say, Verd went up against Eric, coach of the Colorado Mamoswine, heavy metal Pokemon. And the Zapdos was also defensive. Zapdos. Eric brought Aggron, defensive Aggron, I believe, defensive Weezing, Jolteon, Tapu Fini, Life Orb, Ambipom, and a Calm Mind leftover Zespion. So, in the beginning of the game, Verd led with Metagross as Eric led with Aggron. Verd did an Earthquake, but he did not want his Metagross to whittle down. Even though he kind of felt the stall was coming. Made a safe play. When it's Zapdos, Eric did go for the Star Fox, so it's fine. Verd brought Hidden Bar Ground, which is a great bring, because it hit Aggron for more damage, and it hit Jolteon as well, because Jolteon has Volt Absorb. And Verd is able to eliminate a defensive threat pretty early on. And Aggron's Sturdy was also annoying. It could have potentially maybe ruined like a Blaziken sweep. I believe that was a Swords Dance Blaziken that he brought. Swords Dance, Poisonium Z, Poison Jab. So that's Acid Downpour. First Tapu Fini. And then I think Eric went into his Ambipom. And Verd was like, alright, I can probably 1v1 this. And I think go for Power Punch. And didn't do much. And then, played a couple, went on for a bit. Ambipom eventually went down to Zapdos, because Zapdos is just a great defensive Pokemon. It's very, very bulky. And then his Metagross came out, I believe, and this, what does Metagross pick up a kill zone? 2, 1, 1, 3, 4, 4. Oh, that's a mistake. Zapdos was 2-0. Well, the Metagross only picked up 1 kill. I made a couple errors editing this, but it's fine. Then the Espeon came out. Verd went for Bullet Punch, which is a good play because he was feeling Screen's Espeon, which could have done well because Verd has a lot of offensive power, and I think Screen's Espeon might have helped out his team. But alas, that was not the case. And then, it was actually Calm Mind Espeon with Shadow Ball, and Assault Vest Metagross ate that up. Decently well for being weak to Shadow Ball. And he just knocked it out with a Pursuit. Jolteon came out, and then he just went to Nido. Oh, it was Nidoqueen that picked up too. Yeah. I believe it was Nidoking. Is this right? 2, 4, 5, 6. I'm in here somewhere. Oh wait, no, yeah. Nidoqueen. Okay, I'll explain there. Then you went Nidoqueen. Eric made the safe play. Just went for T-Bolt. Nidoqueen. Verd clicks Super Fang because he thinks the switch. He stays in. Then clicks Cinnamon Ice, and then Verd's like, he's not gonna swap. He clicks Earth Power or Sludge Wave, one of the two. Knocks Jolteon out, goes on top of Fini, and he cripples the top of Fini. And at that point, it's pretty much game. It's just a matter of how much Verd can win by. He goes on to his Blaziken, clicks the Poison EMZ, knocks the top of Fini, and it's just a Weezing left. The Weezing can 1v1 it, but the Blaziken dents the Weezing a lot, and Hydreigon can just clean up. Click Dragon Pulse in the game. And that was a very strong 4-0. I don't exactly remember Eric's team as well. I don't know the coaches' teams, but I don't feel like Aggron was a good bring. I guess there's Scolipede, but Weezing was there, and Weezing did a far better job of checking Scolipede. And Aggron just displays again. There's Nidoqueen, and also Scolipede has Earthquake, so I'm still not sure why Aggron was brought, but maybe Eric had a team builder, I don't know. That's fine. Eric didn't do too bad, but hopefully he can come back next week. Good win by Verd. And next up we have the Handloom Hydreigons against the San Antonio Victory Bells. San Antonio Victory Bells as one of the new teams. I replaced the coach recently, and Hampton High Dragons is, I believe, is now ran by Cloud Envy. J Specs, he dropped out because he wanted, I think, yeah, J Specs, you know, he had some stuff to do, and, you know, Cloud said take over, and Cloud came in. I believe this was his first match, and he showed a very dominant 4-0. And how the game went, I believe that Cloud brought a Life Orb Greninja, Grass Knot, Dark Pulse, Water Stab, and U-Turn. Infinite the Swords Dance variant with Mach Punch, Electros, which I believe was a Salt Vest, Mamoswine, I think this was a Sash, I'm not too sure, don't quote me on that. I believe it was also Stealth Walker, don't quote me on that, I don't remember all the matches. The Masquerain, Masquerain was, I think, it wasn't Spadef. It was brought for Sticky Webs, but Superior came, but Masquerain was still a good bring, even without Sticky Webs, because it helped to keep Superior in check, and then Gramble, you know, I believe it can take 2 non-banded or Life Orb Flare Blitzes from a Darmanitan. So a non-boosting item Flare Blitz from a Darmanitan. And then, you know, it can just bench kill. So, Archie brought Amistar. I believe this was a Shell Smash Amistar. Suicune. I think it was a defensive Suicune. The Togekiss, defensive. Rentaclus. I don't remember too much of Rentaclus. I believe it was also defensive with Signal Beam. Maybe it was Assault Vest. The Darmanitan was Choice Scarf and the Superior. It carried, I don't remember its item, but it was a Leaf Storm, Hidden Power Flying set. And he brought Hidden Power Flying to touch Masquerain and Infernape at once, but what made this a 4-0 and what Archie could have done was he could have brought Hidden Power Rock instead. I believe a boosted Hidden Power Rock still does a lot to Infernape, +2. Hidden Power Rock, you know, dense, puts a lot into Infernape. But anyways, in the game, Archie, you know, I think he tried to set up with Amistar. It didn't work out because Cloud had Mach Punch on his Infernape, knocked out the Amistar. Then, you know, later into the game, his Rentaclus was in against Greninja, against Cloud's Greninja. Cloud Dark Pulse ate up relatively well, but for the Signal Beam, really willed the Greninja down. Swapped out, went to Suicune took the Dark Pulse, but then Cloud showed the Grass Knot, which I think Archie should have expected, maybe switched out. And the Suicune went down. There was a huge defensive threat gone, and that gave Infernape more room. That gave Mamoswine a lot more room. That gave Gramble more room to have some more freedom. If Suicune didn't go down that early, I believe Archie could have came back from this, or the match would have been a lot closer. And then towards the game, the Mantle was 2-0 because it's 4-0. Minor mistakes. It's okay though. And what was a problem though is the Masquerain, because the Masquerain would keep on roosting and just taking Superior's hits, and Superior did very well against Cloud's team, but the Masquerain was the only thing stopping it. And if Archie brought him Power Rock, it would have been a lot easier. And that decided for, instead of, you know, maybe like a 2-0 in Cloud's favor, like a win for Archie. But it happens. We all miss prep once in a while. Congrats to Cloud on the win. And the 7th and final match for this week was Jonah and the Phoenix Incineroars versus Dolphins Squared, coach of the Red Spark Vigavolt. 8th match was supposed to be the Grimsby Town Grimers against Seattle Semiragos, I believe. I'm not sure if the city is right, but you know, just some coaches in real life stuff. If their match gets up, then I might go over it next week along with hopefully with my co-host. But this game I really paid attention to. I really liked this game. It was a very close win, but it was 2-0 in Jonah's favor. The reason I like this game so much was probably my favorite game of the week is because both players played extremely well. And I loved Jonah's sets this week. It was amazing. He brought, I specifically remember because his sets were so good. They brought a substitute Magnezone with Hidden Power, Ice, Thunderbolt, and Toxic. He brought a Swords Dance Diggersby with Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, and Quick Attack. It was Life Orb. This Kabutops was here for Rapid Spin and Stealth Rocks, but it can also put some offensive pressure with Stone Edge and Natural Gift Ganlon Berry to hit Garchomp and maybe to Garchomp, Celebi, and to hit Thundurus if he doesn't want to risk a Stone Edge miss, you know, on the switch or something. Choice Specs Whimsicott, I love that thing, with Giga Drain, Moonblast, Hidden Power Fire, and Mutant for the momentum. This Necross. This is very interesting. Even though it says 0-1, it still put in a lot of work against Dolphin, and this was a sub Calm Mind, Iron Defense, Stored Power Necrozma. And I'm pretty sure, remember Dolphins team, he had no Dark type. He did have a Shedinja though. But you know, Jonah felt that Shedinja wouldn't come, and didn't, so I guess that worked out. You know, it was a bit gimmicky because, you know, setting up a sub and a Calm Mind and Iron Defense. It could work though. It could work against this team. But then the next set was probably my favorite set. It's my favorite set to run on this Pokemon, Mienshao. Mienshao's my favorite fighting type Pokemon. And the only problem with it is it's not the most powerful fighting type. It's very fast though. But Jonah slapped a choice band on that thing, and this thing picked up 4 kills. It went ham on Dolphins team. I'm pretty sure Jonah explained that most variants, most banded high jump kicks, 2-hit KO with Cell Steal. Most variants Cell Steal. And it ended up doing that without a Stone Edge and a high jump kick to kill that thing. It was amazing. So that's why the Cell Steal went down. The Thundurus Eye that Dolphin brought was a fight. It was a Titanium Z Focus Blast. Garchomp. Oh god, the Garchomp and the Celebi I don't remember too well. The Meloetta was an offensive set, and the Aridos was pretty much a Sash Sticky Web lead. You know, early game, you know, Jonah started staying with his Diggersby, and he was like, the only way he could knock it out was a Titanium Focus Blast, and it happened. Diggersby went down, which is very sad to see because I like Diggersby, and I know the set that Jonah brought, it could have put in a lot of work. Once it got up a Sword Dance, outsped Cell Steal and fired off a Thunder Punch. It, you know, Thundurus would have been a little annoying. Could take a hit from Garchomp, fire off an Ice Punch. Take it, might be able to take it from Celebi if it's defensive and fire off a big Ice Punch. Meloetta, that thing is not taking it. Actually, I'm pretty sure Thundurus Eye, does not take a +2 quick attack from or it gets dented. So if Dolphins team got worn down, this Diggersby cleaned up his team. Hands down. Cleaned up his team. But Diggersby unfortunately went down, which was a bit of a shame. Then I believe Jonah went to his Mienshao to Revenge Killer with the Bandit Stone Edge. He's on a Cell Steal, gets whittled down, and it's in range of a high jump kick. Switches out, you know, plays a couple switch games. Cell Steal was the first to go down on Dolphins team. Cell Steal went down. After that, I believe. Oh, Necrozma was setting up, and then Was it Necrozma? Yeah, I believe it was Necrozma. And then Gyarados is in. He took a star power because it was Sash. He switched out, fearing the Sucker Punch because he did not want his recovery being worn down. He listed Kabutops, so it was a Sucker Punch. He's able to knock the Gyarados out. He uses his natural gift, which is a little bit of a shame. I thought, Rapid Spin could have came true. Garchomp could have came in, but I guess he's trying to play safe. But you never know. But then Thunderside came in. Revenge killed Kabutops, picked up a second. Thunderside also did very well. Dolphin used that very well, picked up 3 kills. Then his Necrozma came in and set up. It just dented his team. Alright, it just dented his team towards the point where Mian Chao can just pick up a bunch of kills. And then Melvor was the only thing that was somewhat healthy. And then Jonah uses Magnetism to whittle that down. Mian Chao came in, U-turn that thing, goes into a Spectrum Scott, takes it out with a Moonblast, and that's pretty much the game. And it was a very, very good win by Jonah. It was my favorite game. Dolphin also played very, very well. But anyways, that concludes the weekly recap. Hopefully next week we definitely more polished, more thought out. With another co-host, it's kind of hard to go over 7 games with one person. You always miss something, and I definitely did miss a lot. But next week will definitely be better. Also, if you haven't, please go check out all the PMC coaches so you don't miss out on any of the battles or team builders. Their links will be down in the description below, along with the PMC channel and Twitter. You should definitely go subscribe to them. Subscribe to the coaches and the PMC channel so you don't miss a PMC video. But all of that said, this has been the weekly recap. My name is NarthVader, and I'll be signing off. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys then.